I'm at the hospital right now. I have a severe injury to my leg. I was barely able to make it to the hospital. My right leg is severely injured. It's swollen and it's got nerve damage, and I can barely, I can't feel it. Like, I feel that pins and needles feeling of numbness that you have when you've fallen asleep on your arm and you can't feel it. And it's been completely numb, and I haven't been able to feel my leg for the last 4 hours at least. I came to this hospital looking for medical attention. The doctor refused to help me. I had 5 security guards standing over me, warning me that they were going to call the police and charge me with trespass if I didn't leave the hospital. The doctor refused to examine me, refused to help me. I had 5 guards trying to frighten me, trying to intimidate me, talking about how I was being aggressive, and they had it all on body cameras. Except I wasn't being aggressive, and it wasn't on any body cameras, because I was lying in my bed with a gimp leg, and they're trying to throw me out of this hospital without giving me medical attention. Now I'm gonna kind of hobble along here. Like, my foot's all fucking swollen and I can barely feel it. But I'm gonna hobble along here so that you can see all these fucking security guards here, and they're all fucking trying to throw me to the hospital. Won't give me any medical attention. I called the police on them. They threatened to call the police on me, and I called the police on them. And now they're talking about recording in the hospital. They want to fucking... So I'm making you all... I'm in another hospital. I had 5 security guards trying to intimidate me into leaving the hospital. The doctor came to see me. She didn't even examine my leg. She didn't even talk to me. She didn't look at my foot. She didn't look at my leg. She didn't touch my foot. She didn't touch my leg. She didn't examine me at all. She said there was nothing wrong with me and told me to leave. And I know there's something wrong. My leg has been numb from the hip down to my toes since yesterday afternoon. I showed up at the hospital. I wasn't able to walk. Like, when I got there, I could barely even stand. I was lying on the floor, and some security guard was saying that I was some drug addict crackhead and that he saw me there yesterday and not to give me any medical attention. They put me in a bed. The doctor came. She didn't examine my foot. She didn't talk to me. She didn't touch my foot, didn't touch my leg, didn't look at my hip, didn't examine me at all. She just said that I was discharged, and I went on to Google's artificial intelligence, because I know that when your leg is numb for 6 hours and you can't feel your foot for 6 hours, that's a serious medical problem. So I asked Google's artificial intelligence, and they said, do not leave that hospital. This is a serious medical condition. You haven't been able to feel your foot for the last 6 hours. That is a serious medical problem. It could be a blood clot. It could be a nerve problem, but there's a serious problem. This is what you should do. Ask to speak to the charge nurse. Ask for a second opinion. And I tried to get the charge nurse, and the charge nurse was standing there with 5 security guards looking down on me, talking about how I was using aggressive language, how I was behaving aggressively. I was lying on a bed, unable to walk, unable to feel my leg, with a serious medical condition. I couldn't be aggressive. I couldn't even stand. I called the police myself. They threatened to call the police on me. They threatened to have me charged with trespassing and thrown in jail. The whole thing turned into a big fucking ego trip for them, and I've got a real problem, so I called 911 and I asked to speak to the police. And they said they were sending a police car, and then when that happened, all these security guards and the charge nurse, they started freaking out, because I was supposed to be intimidated into leaving the hospital, and instead I called 911 and asked to speak to the police. They still wouldn't help me. They were trying to scare me. They wrote some piece of paper saying that I would be charged with trespassing if I ever came back to the hospital, that I was banned from the hospital, and I would be charged with trespassing if I came back. They tried to hand me this paper. I wouldn't take it. I called the 911 again, and I talked to the ambulance, and I'm talking to the ambulance, and then I got cut off, and then I called back again to 911, and I talked to the ambulance again. And this time they took my phone number so that they could call me back when we got cut off, and I tried to explain everything to them, and then we got cut off. And then the 911 operator at the ambulance referred me to her supervisor. So I'm talking to the ambulance supervisor, and I put them on speakerphone, and then everybody can hear what's going on because I put everything on speakerphone, and they know that they're sitting there trying to intimidate me, talking about how I'm being aggressive, and it's all recorded on body camera, which is a bunch of bullshit because I can't even fucking walk. And then finally, they told me, I was on the phone with the ambulance supervisor trying to get them to send an ambulance to take me to a different hospital because these doctors just refused to help me. Just refused to help me. And I'm talking to this guy, and they said, normally we don't send an ambulance to take a person from one hospital to another. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? I still can't walk. Well, if I crawled a block down the street, would you pick me up then? And the ambulance supervisor guy was like, well, they'll probably just take you back to the same hospital because they take you to the nearest hospital. And I'm still talking to this ambulance supervisor. And finally, all these security guards come back, and they're desperate to get me out of there. And they said that they would pay out of pocket for me to take a taxi cab to a different hospital. And this was my chance. And I'm talking to this guy in the ambulance, and he's like, it sounds like they're trying to help you, but it's all a bunch of bullshit. They weren't trying to fucking help me. I'm sitting there, I can't walk. They know that I can't walk. And they're putting me in a wheelchair and wheeling me out of the hospital to put me into an ambulance to take me to a different hospital. And then the guy handed me some pieces of paper. And honestly, I should have refused to take them. I took them from his hand on camera, and I shouldn't have. I haven't looked at those papers yet, but I'm sure that I made some sort of legal blunder by letting his camera see me take papers out of his hand. I haven't looked at them. I don't know. Anyways, the ambulance took, the taxi driver took me to a different hospital. And now I'm in a different hospital now. I don't want to record any other patients and violate their privacy, but you can see I'm in a different hospital now. I still can't walk. I can't feel my leg. I'm like numb all the way from the hip down. My hip hurts. I'm just really screwed up. And this whole thing is just sickening. It's fucking sickening. They wheeled me out of the hospital in a wheelchair and put me into a taxi to take me to a different hospital. I can't even fucking walk, and they wouldn't give me any medical attention. The doctor wouldn't help me. The charge nurse wouldn't help me. Finally, they paid for a taxi. They said that the nurses picked up a collection to pay for it or something, that they're paying for it out of pocket. They just wanted to get me out of there. I made a recording of all of it. I'm going to talk to a lawyer. I'm going to sue the hospital. I don't know what the lawyer's going to say to me, but this is wrong. This is wrong. I can't feel my leg. I've been completely numb. My entire leg has been numb since yesterday afternoon. It's now almost 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. I still haven't been examined by a doctor. They sent me by taxi cab to a different hospital. They would not give me any medical treatment. So this is the reality. This is Canada. This is Canada for you. This is what's happening to me. And they desperately wanted to make it like I'm the bad guy. I'm the villain. I was using aggressive language. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm lying in a bed, unable to walk, upset because I'm afraid that my fucking leg's gonna fucking rot and that I'm gonna die of gangrene. And they're on some fucking ego trip trying to make me out to be the bad guy. You're trespassing and blah, blah, blah. I'm afraid that my foot's gonna rot. And they fucking wouldn't give me any medical attention. They finally put me in a taxi cab and sent me to a different hospital just to get me out of their hair. They know they fucked up. They know they fucked up. They're trying so hard to make me out to be the villain, trying so hard to make me the bad guy. You're trespassing, and we're going to have you arrested and charged with trespassing. And finally, they called me a taxi. They didn't send me in an ambulance. They hired a fucking taxi to take me here. And I still haven't gotten any medical attention. I haven't even had a doctor look at me yet.